Hello, little Mr. Doom, and welcome to your deck review. For those of you joining us on YouTube for the first time, this is a series where I, Maldhound, a known hater and disliker of fun things, will talk politely and sweetly about your deck's weird little PP. PP being your premise and your practicum. Your premise is the idea behind your deck. For this deck, it is a team spirit budget deck. Um, it's the idea behind what you want to do. It's what you hope it might do one day. Your practicum is the stuff you actually put in there and what happens when you actually play the deck. We're going to spend a little bit of time talking about their idea, whether or not it's achievable, the bracket they want, or if they will have to compromise. And then we'll talk about the actual stuff they put in and what we can improve there. So for the idea, I think this is great for bracket 2. We want to do a budget deck because we want to go play in an LGS that doesn't allow proxies. We want to use a Ziza Mage Tower Captain, and we want it to feel like an underfunded school sports team that has a really good coach and not enough safety equipment. So she says when we cast an instant or sorcery spell, we can tap creatures to copy that spell. If we do, or we then choose new targets for the copy, we have a ton of instants and sorceries that make guys. So it will naturally feed itself. We have some card draw. We have some recursion for our instants and sorceries. And then we have play of the game, which are big, hilarious, funny spells to eventually cast after we have land dropped a number of times. I love all of these. I like that you're running removal. I think the one problem that I'm going to potentially identify pre-playtest is I don't see many ways to convert to damage. And that worries me a lot because like every bracket 2 deck, every bracket 3 deck, no battle plan survives getting punched in the face. And so even in the Mind Palace, this deck looks like it might dirtle because we're going to make a ton of 1/1s, but we're not going to be swinging them because we want to be able to tap them for all this value. And then our win conditions are like, we have to Storm Herd, but it depends on our life total, which I don't think we're going to defend incredibly well unless we give up all of our ways to copy spells. Hit the Motherload, which doesn't convert to damage. Hurry Gale Flocking, which converts to 12 damage a player. So that one's not as bad. Dance with Calamity, which converts to none. Surge to Victory is my favorite because we might get a big wide board, give them all like plus 10. Amazing. Glorious budget overrun and fits perfectly with the flavor of the commander. I also like Donning Archaic because they're so fun. But that puts us on like 3 spells that might actually get us there, and Storm Herd I think is going to be pretty high variance because it's very possible we just won't have blockers. So let's see what we can do. We get a land, we get our commander. We get a land, we tempt with bunnies, and for the sake of making this deck do the thing it wants to do, I'm going to say every opponent takes this. We're going to make 3 bunnies, or no, we'll make 4 bunnies actually. And this is probably like pretty aggressive, but it's turn 3 in like a budget bracket 2 table. I doubt people are turning stuff down. So we'll go to our end step. Here's Dance with Calamity. I think I'm gonna dump Dawning Archaic, this guy, and a land. I'll get another one. That's that turn. I'll go to turn 4. I can blow up non-basic lands. That's sweet. But I will Pirate's Pillage, and we'll tap all these, and I'll discard this, and I'll get to draw 4 cards and make 4 treasures. Impeccable value. That's awesome. We'll go to our end step, and I'll discard this guy and discard this guy. I could do more stuff here. I don't really want to. I'm then going to untap, and I'm just going to fucking go for it. I'm going to rip a copied... I'm going to rip a copied Dance with Calamity. So we're going to shuffle, and then we're hitting to 13. So 3, 5, 5, 8, 11. We cast all these. So we get to... I think I have to pay the additional cost for Coral's End because I'm skipping the mana cost, but not the additional. So I draw 2. I make a 1/1. That one's gone. I remove something. I discard that one, draw 2. I discard that one, draw 2. And now we do the second dance with Calamity. So 0, 0, 2, 3, 3, 3, 13. Exactly. Amazing. We'll cast all these. I'll copy the one that does damage. So on turn 5, I'm going to do 12 damage to everybody. It's actually hot as hell. But it did require us to run into the one spell that converted to damage. I do want to point that out. If we run into anything else here, we are fucking it. But Dance with Calamity is a very good way to run into this spell. So I get 2 more 1/1s. I make a shitload of tokens. They go boom. Everybody's very afraid of us. And what I'm now trying to think about is all the stuff that brings instants and sorceries back feels wasted, and I feel like I would be having a better time if I had more gas. Like, we've seen the stuff I've discarded has been Pinnacle Monk. There was another guy, like Direfleet. Oh, this is from opponents too. This doesn't even help us. Charmbreaker Devils. And then, yeah, Ardent Elementalist. And then I've been looking at Scholar of Combustion, ready to get rid of them as well. Like, I think there is an angle here to recast some of our most important spells. And so I can kind of see... Okay, here's what it is. This works mechanically. Mechanically, I sign off on this. I think this deck is actually pretty sick. What I don't like about it is the way you win looks like it's going to be the same every single game you play. It looks like it is always going to come down to Furry Gale Flocking or come down to Stormherd. And so if you want this to be a deck where, as unerringly as the Tides, it is dig, dig, dig until Furry Gale Flocking, then I play Fury Gale Flocking, and then I play something that can replay Fury Gale Flocking, and then I win, go straight ahead. That does not create... This one card creates dopamine for me. This being the only place I'm ever going to get to does not create as much dopamine for me. And maybe we can get to Stormherd instead, but we've been pretty fucking shields down this whole time. Like, if we block with any of these tokens, I think some of our copying falls through. This one doesn't have enough lands. You have enough in the deck, so that's just you getting unlucky. Alright, so we go land. This is also tapped. That's crazy. We forbid some friendship. I'm just going to make birth. I don't think it matters to track what type of tokens these are. We do this. We hit Evolving Wilds. We still can't... Oh no, we can Krenko's Command. And we can tap these 3 to copy Krenko's Command. And we're just getting, like, fucked on lands. And we're still able to do a tiny bit of stuff. So we can copy Rip Apart. Right? Hopefully that keeps us in the game for another turn. But we would have one more land. So we could start doing, like, Seize the Spoils, Stroke of Midnight, and that would get us to the next land to do big score, and then it's fine. Are we? We have 37 lands. That was crazy evil. You may be better off... I mean, Direfleet Daredevil I just don't even like, because this doesn't even let you retrieve the ball. I don't know if we... if this was either a misread or we just thought a little bit of theft would be fun. I do think a little bit of theft would be fun. I don't think they're potent enough, and you may want to just find one more budget copy of, like, a thing that makes you 1 or 2 tokens, because getting to that first spell copying seems widely important. Or maybe, like, sacrifice a goat or something, or like a field's harvest to whatever god makes you unable to hit land drops in this deck. Because it seems like it all comes down to, on turn 3, like right now, can I make my 2 tokens? And when I can, this is going to be a great fucking game. Because when I can, and then I don't hit my land drop because God hates me, we could do like double requisition raid. At minimum, we can double dragon fodder. I think me as a player would Gaia Reach Sanitarium here to draw and discard something. Get rid of this guy. Now I have my land drop, and now I'm like windfall, draw 4 treasures, yummy yummy yummy. I have 5 mana to spend. I'm not going to spend any of it. And then turn 6, big hit the mother load, discover 10. Fuck me, dude. Fuck me. God damn it, this guy sucks. All right, yeah. So through the second playtest, I think this works really well. I do think this would be a deck where you should not allow yourself to take friendly mulligans, because if you allow yourself to take friendly mulligans, you can get hands that just fucking honk everybody every time. You are low on protection, but I do think you can politically maneuver through that. Like, it's really cool when you do this, and also if somebody has 1 piece of removal in their hand and they use it on Aziza to stop you from doing a double unexpected windfall, they're crazy. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. So I think the only thing I don't like is our suite of big spells that we copy does not feel enough. I think we're missing a little bit of damage. Like we do a lot of nothing until we get that 10 mana thing that makes us our token. So I'm going to try to see if there's anything else that we could do to juice this up. But you've done a very, very good job. Let me firmly impress that. This deck works. You don't have to change anything. I think it's a little bit repetitive, but if you want it to be unerringly repetitive, that's totally fine. And then we want mana value greater than or equal to like 5. Probably want something that's like relatively expensive. These are all board wipes. We're probably gonna have to go down a bit to find ones that are really gonna work. Insurrection's kind of funny, but it's too expensive for the budget build. Savage Beating could do it if we were able to get damage up. Prisoner's Dilemma is too expensive, but that is a good way to convert damage. And then we don't want Rebirth. Invoke Calamity, I actually think would be better than many of these creatures. Like, I think as long as we hit those instants and sorceries, I'm down for this to be like, man, fuck my creatures. This lets you just like immediately recast half your graveyard. That's pretty fucking good. We have that already? I mean, I just missed it. No, put this in. Most straightforward I'm ever gonna be. Put that shit in right now. Storm, we kind of non-bow ourselves. But Improvise, way too expensive because it's way too cool a card. I would kind of be on Volcanic Vision as well as a one-sided board wipe, because this would clear the way for us to then swing some of our 1/1s in. So I would probably cut like Direfleet, Daredevil, Ardent, and Scholar are probably going down for more meaty and greedy guys, because we keep finding ways to draw into the unexpected windfall, and like if Yugi wants you to win, just win. Oh, triple damage. Ooh, 6 times damage. Ooh. I think the only problem here is having enough creatures to get here. But this could really be something. And it's right under our limit for the most we would spend. We don't have to burn down the house. Do not warp world. I will freak out if you warp world. That's each creature. Ooh, do we have this? Stampede. I could kind of believe in McKindy Stampede as another way. Tap 3 of my guys, the rest get +4/+4. I think that gets them like what I want is I want a little bit more agency, because I don't want to be like, damage. I want more agency on making this 10 mana spell a game winner, instead of just, okay, 12 to everybody. I am a burn deck that is not really in control of my actions. I want us to have a little bit more agency on directing damage earlier in the game. So this could go in for a land. You could Goblin Rally, but I don't think we have to. Is there any other way to get? And I'm not really liking extra combats, just to speak my thought process out loud. I'm not really liking extra combats because currently our combats is just like I have 2 1/1s. Could we lore hold command? It would make us 2 3/2s. It could banner. It could turn into card draw. I'm not totally sold, but it's something. Oh wow, we don't have equipment, but 10 2/2s. I put 20 power with haste onto the board. I think that could be a play of the game. And then I know for a fact there's one that I'm thinking of that has just not popped up yet. I don't know if it's an instant or sorcery, which might be why it's not popping up, but it is a card that would turn all of your, Descent of the Dragons. Now this one, I'm not sure if we play, because it's pretty expensive and we don't really want to copy it, right? We would only want to cast this once because we get to target any number to begin with. But it would convert all of your current guys into guys who represent a lot of damage, which is, I think, the only thing that is presently missing from this deck. Double the power. That gets everything to 4, but it's 5 mana and we have to tap like half our board. We have anything else? Temple's Glory is kind of funny. I don't think you should play it, but it's kind of funny. Oh, there's literally play of the game, but you can't play it because it just makes you lose. That's very funny. Don't want to just shove in more expensive shit because we really don't want to get you. We don't want to make your mana curve just totally fucked. Okay. So I'm not seeing any other like insane potential plays. So I would consider the ones I've already suggested, and then consider like 1 or 2 other maybe 1 or 2 things like Warhorn Blast, like just a way to be like, if I needed to get in and swing before I had a play of the game ready, do I have something? Do I have just solid offense? Do I have something I could lay down that would let me represent like 10 to 15 damage to somebody? Like I tap half my board to copy the thing, or I just don't copy it and swing with the big wide board I've made. And it's certainly no Crater Hoof, but it's enough that when I then go for Fury Gale flocking, I'm actually going to be able to eliminate somebody instead of just like group slug people. But overall, deck's cool. Deck definitely works. There's just a few things I would change around. But if you don't like what I've suggested, I'll go fuck myself. So if anybody in the comments has any budget ads for Boros Spellslinger, let me know. Otherwise, I wish you the best of luck, and I hope this helps.